Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
So we got a good one today. So Carrie is from Helium 10, obviously, and we're going to be talking a bit about Walmart. Now, that's a big one, right? Most Amazon sellers, when they first get going on, not when they first get going, once they've been on Amazon for a while, they're kind of looking for what other avenues are they going to branch into to be able to make some more money, be able to kind of get their products out on the market. And Carrie's got some great information on how to be successful selling on the Walmart marketplace. And of course, as everybody knows on Show Us What You Got, we get to demo it. So Carrie's going to give us a nice demo of some really cool tools that Helium 10 just offered not too long ago, actually.
Yeah.
And you've already done some videos on it, but we want to introduce everybody in our crowd to the Helium 10 Walmart tools. So Carrie, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah, basically, I mean, Walmart is definitely a really good opportunity for Amazon sellers that are established, or any e-commerce sellers really that are established, to kind of also expand out to the Walmart platform, because there's different customers on there. So it's a really good time because not everybody has moved over yet. The competition is pretty low. So I want to show you some tools that are going to help you to be successful on Walmart and give you some tips along the way that I've learned. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. There's my screen. So this is Walmart.com. So I always start out on the Walmart site, and I like to use this example. I've used a few other examples in some other demos, but this one is for garlic press, and I like garlic press because it's that product that everybody uses.
No coffins. We're not going to see any coffins today. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So real quick, as we're going, everybody. So be sure, if you have any questions to ask Carrie, post it up in the comment section and hit that like and subscribe. But post those questions up, and we'll ask Carrie as we're going. So go ahead, Carrie. Sorry.
Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, I searched garlic press here because I want to show you something interesting that I found a little bit later. But so when you search garlic press, there's these little boxes that come up on Walmart, and this is actually new. And it's basically to help you narrow it down a little bit. So it says stainless steel, OXO, which is a brand. Rocker, I think, is the kind that rocks back and forth. Mincer and cleaner. So I'm just going to click on stainless steel, and that just helps you narrow it down even more. But basically, before Helium 10 came out with these tools, you were pretty much going into Walmart flying blind. There was no way to estimate sales or anything like that. But the good news is that we actually have X-Ray, which is similar to the one on Amazon, X-Ray for Walmart. So it gives you all the great data that you need to make good decisions on what products to sell. So usually we recommend, starting with the products you've already been selling on Amazon or Shopify or wherever else. And you can, bring those over, and you can search using X-Ray to see whether or not it would be a good opportunity. So this is garlic press, and I'm going to go ahead and just pull our X-Ray extension to show you. There we go. Okay, so, sorry about that. I got to just.
That's all right. Take your time.
I got to change it to the right one.
So a quick question, Carrie, as we're kind of going into this, and, correct me if I'm wrong, but so if people are currently using Helium 10, let's face it, a lot of the Amazon sellers do, to get the Walmart side, or they have to either upgrade to a different level or something like that to be able to get these tools?
The full access is Diamond and Elite level.
Diamond and Elite, okay.
However, you do have one or two uses for different, like X-Ray, I think it's one or two uses on the Platinum. So you can kind of test it out on the other plans. So you can see if you want to utilize it.
Or watch this demo.
So yeah, I mean, I always think the Diamond plan is the best anyways, or Diamond or Elite. Elite's amazing because you got great mentorship as well with Elite. So those are, I mean, it's totally worth it to get those because you get all included. Okay, so this is basically, an overview of a garlic press here. So it's the same as it is on Amazon. So it basically shows you the total revenue, the average revenue, the average Amazon revenue for that. And this is for stainless steel garlic press stainless steel, by the way. That's the keyword. So it'd probably be much bigger if it was just garlic press on that. So this is kind of more narrowed down. The average price on Walmart is $12. The average price on Amazon is $17. And then percentage of WFS products is 13%. So WFS is Walmart Fulfillment Services. And that's really important because it actually is really important for your ranking. So the faster shipping that you can provide the better ranking you can get. So if you are a part of the Walmart fulfillment services system, if you've applied and gotten accepted and you shipped your products in there, you actually can get a boost in rank. So 13% is really low. So that means there's not as much competition in terms of ranking. So you could really easily get in there and beat a lot of sellers and get to the top of the ranks by utilizing Walmart fulfillment services and a few other techniques. So that is really good news. And I like to use garlic press as an example because it's usually the most competitive, because that's always been the example on basically every teacher that's done it. And it's really, really competitive on Amazon. But there's a lot of competitive products on Amazon that are actually really, there's a ton of opportunity on Walmart. So it's kind of exciting if you've ever wanted to sell some of those really competitive products and get in early and to the top of the search. Okay, so then we'll take a look. We have the product title right here. These little badges, it's either sponsored or promoted. So promoted is like clearance badges or different things like that. So that's what those little badges show. Right here is the product ID. So the product ID is kind of like, think of it as like the ASIN. So we utilize this for our product Cerebro, where we do a reverse product ID. So we find keywords, and I'll show you that in a little bit. So product ID, and I'll show you also where to find this in just a minute as well. And then the UPC code, if it's available. So we have the UPC code listed there. We've got the price. We've got the ratings. So you've got the average rating. So, you know, a lot of times I'll find a product that's really competitive and I'll see the ratings are extremely low. And it just shows there's so much opportunity if you have a good product that you can get in there with a good price and you could sell it and have a higher rating. I think it's a good opportunity there. And there's not that many reviews right now. A really cool thing about Walmart is you can actually use Yotpo. If you've ever used Yotpo, and you can get your reviews syndicated from your Shopify site. So you can literally pull and import those reviews that you already have and upload them to Walmart and get started. I mean, that's one of the biggest things on Amazon. We were always trying to, how we get reviews and we launch a product, and it makes it extremely easy, especially right now. I don't know if it's always going to be like that. But that's something to consider. So you could literally come in and beat with the number of reviews, and that's also important for your ranking. We've got images. This is just the number of images that they have. And then this is the good part. Okay, we've got Walmart sales. So this is the number of sales. So this is the unit sales and then the revenue. I always like to just sort it by the highest revenue because I always like to see. So it looks like we've got J. Henkel's is the highest in garlic press stainless steel, and then this one is about 2,000. So this is actually going to be a much higher amount, by the way, on garlic press on that keyword. This is more of a specific keyword. If you want to take a look at the product on Amazon, you can actually just click this ASIN and it'll take you to Amazon. Looks like currently unavailable on Amazon. A lot of times you'll find that
probably sold out on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting too is when you go to Amazon, some of these, like there was another garlic press I saw that was selling like 12,000 a month, and they were selling like $750 a month on Amazon. So it just goes to show, I mean, they might not have made it on Amazon, but they've come over on Walmart, and there's just a lot of opportunity. And then something else that we've seen that's really helpful is putting the Amazon information side by side next to, now if it's available. It doesn't look like I have anything populating here, but we put the sales and revenue right next to the Walmart revenue, just so that you can compare the two. And then over here, we've got the shipping. So a lot of these,
Carrie, quick question.
Yeah.
Do you feel that that'll increase? Like, I mean, we're starting to see a lot more Amazon sellers also selling on Walmart. And I'm looking at your chart there, and obviously it was just one on this particular category. But do you think as we go and more people start selling on Walmart besides Amazon, you're going to see a lot more data populate?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if we have that connection there. And some people change out their UPC code. So it really, we connect it by the UPC code. So that's really the main thing. But most of the time, yeah, if they're not selling on Amazon, we don't have any of that. But once they do start selling, we for sure. And I've actually seen even just over the past few months, some get just a lot more populated because there's just so many more Amazon sellers going on there. So yeah, you'll definitely see a lot of that really good info on there.
Excellent.
And yeah, I think it's just important to remember that it's a good time for you to get in and rank to the top right now, because right now is the time to get in. And I mean, it's like Amazon years ago when, it was just like people would just put up a listing and get to the top. You want to, there's definitely some strategies you can utilize for Walmart, but you want to get in there. It's a lot easier than it was on Amazon, or than it is on Amazon. And then over here, we have the different types of sellers. So there's a lot of third-party sellers. It used to be kind of dominated by one-party sellers, so the 1P. But it looks like there's just a lot more opportunity for 3P sellers. And then these are listing scores. So these are the different areas where you're actually judged by Walmart to help you with your ranking and just listing quality in general. So these are on the back end of Walmart, there's a growth opportunities tab, and it basically gives you a listing quality score, and it has these different categories in it. So we've kind of come up with our own formula that's very close to what Walmart does. So these aren't exact to what your competitors will see on the back end of their Walmart, but we wanted to give you an idea of maybe where your competitors stand in comparison to you. So your listing score, which has to do with your title and description and all of that, is right here out of 100. And then we've got a content score, an offer score. Offer score has to do with your Walmart fulfillment services if you're offering that fast shipping and you have a good price. And then your rating score, which again, I mean, this could be really easy because you can literally import your reviews from your Shopify site if you have one. So that is the breakdown of that. And I actually want to I'll go ahead and I'll go to this one, this product. So this is the product ID that we use. That's where that is located. But we also have this little thing that gives you a score breakdown on the actual product. So content discoverability, it just breaks down what we're looking at. It's the title length is the brand name. They like to have you have the brand name in there, no special characters, description, all of that great stuff. The offer shows you, it looks like this one has a good shipping rate, also has a good price. And then reviews, this is still in beta, but reviews, looks like they've got 5 reviews, so that's pretty good. So that's a listing quality breakdown. So this tool is extremely helpful for finding really great products, and I find them all the time. I mean, I've searched, sometimes it takes me hours and hours and I'm finding stuff on Amazon to sell. And with this, it's so, I find stuff all the time. So it's definitely an exciting tool. When you start playing around with it, looking at this opportunity that you have here on Walmart, I think a lot of people will get excited. They're also growing. They've just massively grown, Walmart, in the last few years. So now you have the data to go ahead and get in there and get some sales going. So that is X-Ray. So are there any questions? Have you seen any questions about X-Ray so far in the chat?
No, we're actually doing, I mean, some of the questions I already kind of asked you,
cool.
So I think we're doing good. So let's keep going.
Cool.
If you do have any questions, anybody who's watching or listening to this, watching on our YouTube channel, even after, if you're not watching this live and you do have a question, please post it, because I'll send it to Carrie, have her answer the question, and I'll put the reply up in our YouTube channel. So, if you are watching this later, you have a question, I know how to get a hold of Carrie. So
yeah, sounds good. Something before I go to the next tool that I want to point out here is, if you look at the images here, I think this is probably the most important thing you need to focus on. So, if you're going to sell on Walmart, make sure you have great images that highlight the, like with little infographics that highlight the benefits of your product and all the great things that because this one doesn't have any wording, it has some good pictures, but I think if it said, rust proof, or all the different kind of benefits that you could have, it would be really important, because if you look right down here, they've got all your competitors right below that those images. So I always like to point that out, because your description doesn't even come till way down here. So you've got a lot of noise basically after people scroll on your images. So make sure those images are really, really good. And I think you had a podcast last week on images. So
we did. We had one last week with PickFu, who is a partner with Helium 10 also. So you can always take a look at that on some great, Anthony Cofrancisco gave some great advice on images and quality images and things you can do to kind of make them stand out. So go ahead. Yeah, use all his advice for the images here, because you got to sell them right here. I really think this is where you're going to sell people. So even more so than any other
platform. All right. So if you wanted to take a look at the sales, you can actually copy the ID number here and then go to Cerebro in Helium 10. Now, I actually already just queued it up to make sure we had time. So you have to choose the Walmart marketplace on this drop down right here. So I've chosen walmart.com and I put the product ID right in here and I've gotten a bunch of keywords. So this is like a reverse ASIN on Amazon. So it basically is just pulling the keywords that particular product is ranking for. So this one, it looks like they only have a few different products. So different keywords, looks like garlic press. And I think garlic press. Yeah. So just a few that they're really ranking for. But I know this particular product is selling quite a bit and they're selling nothing on Amazon. So this is one of those kind of interesting unicorn products. But I did a little reverse search here and you can see the total keywords here. You can see the search volume. You can see the search volume on Amazon. You can see the rank. You can filter whatever you want. So if you wanted to do a minimum, maximum volume on Amazon, we actually have just the search volume for Walmart next to the Amazon search volume. So the Walmart search volume is more of a range. It's low, medium, and high, or very high as well. We do that because we're still in beta. We don't have the exact search volume, but we wanted to give you a good idea. And then you can compare it to the Amazon volume. So a lot of people like to see those side by side. So we put them side by side. You can see the number of competing products, the number of sponsored products, and then the organic rank, and then the sponsor rank. Now, for some of these products that have a lot of different keywords, I always like to sort the sponsored rank, and you can actually see their pay-per-click strategy. So you can see all the words that they're actually advertising on. So that's always something to check out when you just do a single search. Another thing, you can actually do up to 10 of these product IDs at a time to compare them all. So I did these 3 garlic presses here. And the first product ID is what you're comparing everything else to. So it's the kind of the main one. So usually people put their product there to compare it to everyone else. But I just, this one is the first one right here that we're comparing everything to. We've got 60 keywords. We can, again, do the same sorting here as we did before. We can do some advanced filters right here. This is very similar to our Amazon tool. So you can do all kinds of different strategies and utilize them on Walmart as well. The same ones that you use on Amazon for the most part. And you can sort. I always like to sort by high and low. I like to look at the very high and high keywords mostly because on Walmart, you want to just focus on those main keywords where all the search volume is going, because there is a bit less traffic, and they actually kind of have it arranged so that people search these kind of more high volume, more general keywords. Whereas on Amazon, you've got a lot more long tail keywords. People are used to searching that way. It's not the same way on Walmart because they kind of help guide you and narrow it down for you. So I would recommend sticking with the higher search volume keywords when you're writing your listing and you're utilizing your pay-per-click advertising as well. So it shows the number of sponsored products, competing products. Then over here, the position rank, this is actually that first product. This is the rank of that first product up here. That's this first product ID. And it's going to compare everything. It's going to compare to everything else. So this shows the number of competitors of those 3 that are also ranking. So it looks like just one person's ranking here. I'm going to go ahead and filter this out. See if I can see.
Yeah, while she's doing that, if anybody does have any questions, again, feel free to post it if you're on with us live. If you aren't and you're watching this on our YouTube channel, feel free to post a question in the comment section, and Carrie will. I'll make sure Carrie gets it, and we'll get an answer for it. So, and hit that like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Go ahead, Carrie.
All right. So, so this is the position rank of that first one. Now, Farberware, I think, is pretty well known. I've seen them around, so they're pretty well known brand. So their position rank, their relative rank here, they're position number 1. So the number of total out of the 3 that are ranking for this specific keyword is 2, and they're the position number 1. So this position right here just shows you where that first product ID is, and then this shows the number of ranking competitors. And this is just, it basically says it's first out of all three. So if it was a 2, that would mean that one of the competitors is before them and then one behind them. So that's how you can kind of see, you can compare yourself to your competitors. And it's really helpful in that way. So again, we have the search volume here for the keywords, and it's that range right next to the Amazon search volume so that you can compare. So that's Cerebro. This is one of my favorite tools to find keywords, especially with Walmart, because you've got to really focus on those general keywords, and it's really good to find all those general keywords that your competitors are ranking for. So yeah, that is a great tool right there. I guess there's no questions on that, but that is my favorite, one of my favorite tools. The next one is we have Magnet for Walmart as well. And I actually went ahead and searched garlic press. You know what? I did on Amazon. That I always do that. So that's something you gotta.
That's okay. Actually, a question came in. So I'm going to just paraphrase it. So basically somebody was asking, like, how long should they be a seller? And I think they meant like on Amazon, like how long should they have been selling on Amazon before they should look at selling on Walmart? What's your kind of answer to that, Carrie? Because I mean, to me, you should be looking at Amazon same time as you're looking at, at Walmart, same time you're looking at Amazon. But what's your thought on that?
Well, it depends. Walmart wants to see more established brands on their site. So they're going to look at your Amazon listing. So you want to make sure that you have some good reviews and some good sales going before you apply on Walmart to make sure that you do get accepted. And I think really what it comes down to is your inventory. Where do you have enough capital to, keep the inventory going at, Amazon and Walmart? I think that's probably, a challenge more for beginners when they're trying to get that cash flow going and all their products in there. But I think, you definitely want to strategize and decide which ones you want to sell. In terms of application, just, maybe once you establish yourself with some good sales and, some good reviews for your seller profile, as well as your actual products, because they take a look at that. That's really important. But if you have a Shopify site, you could also just start pretty quickly with that too, if you've got some reviews on there and some establishment with your Shopify site. So I think that's the obstacle to get around, is making sure that you're an established seller on the platform. But you could do it within a few months, I would say, and always be thinking about those strategies. Like Rob was saying, you want to make sure to have it all planned out.
All right, we have another question came in, and this one I'll put on screen because this person's a big fan of the Sellernomics podcast. Probably know this person. So Ryan Kramer was asking, Carrie, is there a category or categories that have surprised you with their success on Walmart versus Amazon? That's a good question, Ryan.
Thank you. That's a really good question. I would say the kitchen category, because usually when I go search that on Amazon, I'm like, man, these are really cool little gadgets, but it's too competitive. But I found so many kitchen gadgets that are actually really good. Also, just kind of some different like toys and things that they're just I didn't think it was. I thought it was being more competitive on Walmart, but it's not. Yeah. There's a lot of really good opportunity on there. So yeah, I'd say the kitchen though is my biggest surprise, because I like to cook, so I always look for products on the kitchen category to sell.
Yeah.
And Walmart's definitely the place you can sell them. So that's really exciting. Especially when you compare, like I said, if you go and you see the products that are selling really well on Walmart, you can click on their ASIN if they have one, and you can see it's like they're selling nothing on Amazon. So, but they're selling a ton on Walmart. So that's definitely a good. But yeah, I actually do a lot of. Sorry, what?
Yep, good. I was going to say, good question, Ryan. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe for us, Ryan, and anybody else out there watching. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, there's just so much opportunity when you start looking. There's probably way more categories, because I heard a statistic that there are 800,000 products with not a single competitor. I was listening to a presentation about that. So that's pretty amazing. So lots of good opportunity out there. Okay. So this is garlic press for Magnet. Basically this is going to give you the search volume and a bunch of related keywords for garlic press. So right here, it shows you the search volume is very high. And we can go down and we can see basically all of the keywords that are related to that. And I always like to search sort by the search volume to see the highest ones. And I always like to focus on these. You can compare them to the Amazon search volume. And so it's pretty straightforward on this. I always like to start here and kind of search around with these keywords and use X-ray to see what opportunity there is on each keyword. So that's how I utilize this, but it's a really great tool to see, what kind of opportunity that each keyword has at a glance. The last product that we have is called Profits, and it gives you an easy overview of your business. And I like it because it helps you to keep a pulse on your sales. So you've got today's sales, you've got yesterday's sales, this last week's sales. You can also customize your different ranges so that you can see, what your sales are. You can favorite an item. A lot of times I like to favorite items if you are watching a certain item to see, if you're implementing a new strategy, you can see if it's helping or, not helping, or if there's a product that might be not selling very much, you can keep an eye on it to see if it's something you just need to eliminate because it's not making any money. So that's really helpful. It'll show declining and increasing trends, and it's just going to show you just overall performance. So it's a really nice and easy to use dashboard that just helps you to keep a pulse on your business. You can actually access this one, I believe, with all your plans, but you just have to connect your Walmart account to Helium 10, and there's actually there's some different videos that'll show you how to do that. So that should be pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to set up. So those are all of our tools that we have for today. I think I'm about at the time that you gave me. So I want to see.
No, you have plenty of time, cool. But yeah, if you want to maybe, what I'd like to do real quick, and obviously if anybody has any questions, feel free to post them and we'll be happy to answer them. But I'm going to throw Carrie back up on here. And Carrie, why don't you give us just a quick background? Because I got to meet Carrie in Austin at one of these great events that we were at. And gosh, I think me, you, and Yoni sat there and talked for like an hour. But she has this amazing background and story of kind of where she comes from. And I'll have her on the regular podcast to share that and more. But just give everybody a little brief background of kind of, what you've done in the past. How did you come sort of an expert at this, and what brought you to Helium 10?
Yeah, so it was 2015, actually. My dad and I took over a skateboard business, actually, that wasn't doing very well. They had, it was kind of in the hole. And a friend of ours asked if we could, mostly asked my dad if he could help dig it out. And I knew that they were selling on Amazon, and I saw that they were only selling about $200 a month on Amazon. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And I was in sales before. So I was like, we could probably figure this out. So I went on YouTube and I learned how to write a listing and how to, look at keywords. And I just spent hours and hours watching videos on YouTube and learned how to optimize listings. So I went through, we were actually on Vendor Central at that point. And so then I decided we should switch everything over to Seller Central on Amazon. So I switched everything over and started optimizing all the listings, and they started doing well. And then I started working at FreeUp, actually doing just writing listings for other businesses. And so I actually got the opportunity to work for sellers that were just starting out, and also sellers that were doing millions and millions of dollars every month. So I had this wide range of experience of just working with these different types of sellers and boosting their sales. So I did really well with, especially at that time when, 2016, 2017, you could really just optimize your listings, and I could get them to the top of the search pretty easily with keyword research. And so I did that for a while. And so we've grown our particular product offering on Amazon for myself and my dad. I work with him. We've been growing out. We have a few different brands now, so it's pretty exciting with that. And we've just expanded our sales. We have Shopify and Walmart going. So it's just been a really fun journey, and I've kind of just learned along the way. I've learned from a lot of really great, amazing sellers, and been able to implement some great things for myself. So yeah, it's been kind of a journey, and it really just started kind of by accident. I was like, well, I bet I could figure this out. And then here I am, years later, and it's still really fun. I like e-commerce just because it's always changing, because I get kind of bored when things are stagnant. So it keeps me on my toes. So
absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. Well, don't give it all away, because we're going to have you back on the show in a couple months. But why don't you do this just real quickly? obviously you're at Helium 10 now, and
Mhm.
helping everybody else kind of learn about Walmart and Amazon. Why don't you just kind of share, how do they get a hold of you, or if they're interested in more information about the Walmart tool? Why don't you do it two ways? If they aren't with Helium 10, how do they kind of find out more about the Walmart tool and also Helium
Okay.
10's package? And then if they are already using Helium 10, where do they go, or kind of just give a little information on how they enable, I guess, the tools, or get to the Walmart tools?
Yeah. So the first thing is we have a Facebook group, and it's Helium 10 Winning with Walmart. So I would highly encourage everyone on here to join that, because you can ask questions and people can help you get started. And especially the application process, a lot of people have those questions. You can put them up there. You can see, past responses. Definitely do that. And then if you're already using Helium 10, definitely we have some YouTube videos. We also have a lot of product learn videos where I've done demos, and we also have some amazing content coming really soon where we're walking you through everything from A to Z. So we're basically going to be holding your hand through the whole process. So that's going to be accessed by Helium 10 members. We'll still have some content for non-members as well if you're still trying to get your feet wet. So go and subscribe to the Helium 10 YouTube channel as well, because we'll have some stuff up there. But
I'll put a link. I'll put a link down in the description for two things: how to get to the Helium 10 channel to subscribe. Helium 10 is a partner of GETIDA, so I'll be sure to put that down there. And then also, I'll have Carrie send me which video she feels would be the best for people just starting with Walmart that she did on YouTube. I was actually watching some of them yesterday preparing for this, so I'll be sure to put a link down in there, the description also, for you people to check out some of the other videos that go a little more in depth into the Walmart tool.
yeah.
And what else, Carrie? Anything else?
I mean, I think that's a good place to start. Yeah, and just I've been on a few podcasts talking about Walmart on our Serious Sellers podcast with Helium 10, so you can listen to some strategies there. But yeah, I think those are basically the best places to go for just some beginning information on Walmart, and also just keep following us, because we're in the process of coming out with a ton more content, and it's going to be so good, and just step by step, everything you need to know about selling on Walmart. So
absolutely. Well,
yeah.
Carrie, always great seeing you. And of course, loved having you on. It's been a few months since we talked, and I was trying to get you on as early as possible, but it took us a little while to kind of get this, show us what you got, demo days going, and glad you're on here. And again, in a couple of months, I'm going to have Carrie back on, and we're going to just do some talking about different tips and tricks she's learned as a seller and things she's learned at Helium 10. We'll have her back on the regular podcast on Thursdays. So be sure to tune in for that when we do have that on. And Carrie, always great seeing you, and thanks for being on and showing us what you got.
Thank you so much for having me. I had fun, and everyone follow and contact me if you need any questions on the Helium 10 group.
All right, sounds good. See everybody next week. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Sellernomics Podcast. Special thanks to our sponsor, GETIDA. Did you know that Amazon probably owes you money for FBA reimbursements? Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at GETIDA.com/Sellernomics. Be sure to join us again next week for more great tips on how to grow your business. And thanks again for listening.